Are we live? Is this thing on? How does this technology work? Man, damn kids and their technology. I just push buttons. I think we're working. Greetings, everybody. How are we all today? Hope you all good. I might faff around with all of this. Okay, I'm still going to just play with settings for a while just to get the stream right and the volumes right. So let me know if everything's okay. YouTube's busy complaining that I'm sending too much information to them. I'm not going to argue. Let's go down to 4,500 kbps. Okay, so we got stuff happening. That's always good. We got game. Feeling better today, in some aspects. You will see me shoot to the side every now and again, and hopefully hit a mute button when I need to blow my nose or something. Yeah. Other than that, we're going to be playing this game that I've never played before. Just need to pick something up. And then we can get going. And then I'll be drinking from my magic bottle of juice stuff. And hopefully I can keep you entertained. For at least a little while. My biggest problem today is not actually like my voice or runny nose or anything. It's concentration. I haven't slept properly for over a week now. So this was a recommendation from yesterday's video. It was Dave the Diver. Never played it before, but I think the background is probably just a bit too high. That coming through okay? You all hear me? I don't have to shout over the audio. I'm properly lit. I don't look like I've just crawled out of a grave to make a video, which is good. Yeah. So when you see me looking over there, that's me reading chat. Just normal stream stuff. Yes. Silence. We have music, so that's always good. So we got from Tucson. Hello, Rathma. Hello, everybody else. Yes, only slightly aggravated. More sick today than aggravated, but you know how it goes. Echo. Which check? Could be the camera picking up some. Ah, there's your echo. Okay. All right. Is that better? Less echo? I had the camera's microphone picking me up, and I had my trusty old narration microphone picking me up, so there might have been a bit of an echo. Thank you very much, Spy. I'll definitely do my best. My favorite HFY is one that I always forget the title of, which doesn't bode well for the HFY. But the story has always stuck with me. You know, it was one of the first ones I did, which was, it was a story about the human race expanding out, and they come across an armada. And the armada are just shocked that the human race has come out this far. And they were like, look, we looked at you 400 years ago and you were barely sailing ships. How did you get out this far? And the crux of the story is the captain's like, boredom. We got bored of everything and we pushed ourselves forward and did more stuff and got bored of that and just kept on going. So I thought that was a very apt description of an ADD Earth. So yeah, that's the favorite one. I think it's like TFOS 15 or it's definitely in the double digits. So a long, long, long time ago. Yeah, I'm on antibiotics. I'm on a nasal wash as well, for both morning and night. So that helps. Biggest problem last night was actually pain, because my sinuses are so inflamed that breathing across my sinuses is basically just breathing across an open wound. So I had to take some painkillers for that. But today seems a lot better with that. So my favorite series, I'd actually have to say it's one that's not on my channel anymore, which was Mother of Learning. It was a time loop story, but it was very well done, and I quite enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I've gotten to the point where remembering individual stories and their titles has become very difficult for me just because I've read so many of them. I can maybe, if you tell me like a plot, I might go, oh yeah, I've read that, but I probably won't remember the title. Doesn't sound very fun, Mark VT22. It definitely doesn't sound fun. But you know, like I said, I'm feeling a lot better today, but concentration is shot, so yeah, no reading, no narrating. I've just been vegetating the whole day watching YouTube videos and stuff. Okay, let's get this. Maybe actually get to a game. Good evening, Mycon. Favorite comedy HFY has got to be it was basically just a 40-minute fart joke where it turned out the ambassador ate chili for dinner and then almost killed an entire alien delegation. With series, it's very difficult because, especially with web series, the style of writing tends to change the longer the series goes on. So you might enjoy the style at the beginning and then it changes, or you might be iffy with the style and then it gets better. It's very difficult to say which ones that I didn't particularly enjoy. Okay, so story time. Somebody asked why I started doing this HFY, and I didn't actually start off with HFY. I started off with Lit RPG, dungeons and series and stuff. That's where I started. And then moved into HFY after somebody recommended it. Sorry, my eye's itchy. Then I started it because of desperation. Just plain simple. My previous business had failed. We were struggling to find a job and everything, and we had a little bit of money so that I could maybe try something. Throughout my life, a couple times, people have said I had a voice for radio, and at that time, I happened to be listening to horror narrations because, like most of you probably, playing a game, one screen, I had the horror narration going on the other screen, and I mean, I'm not a huge horror fan, I'm not against horror, but I always thought, you know, isn't there sci-fi, isn't there fantasy, that sort of thing, and there wasn't. So when it came time to try something, I was like, okay, I'm going to try find fantasy and sci-fi stories and try and narrate those and see if there's an audience. And then this happened. So, yes. No, I don't. These days, I don't tend to read much when I'm not narrating. Kind of like working, if that makes sense. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. I tried a couple SCPs. There's an expected way of reading SCPs, more in the horror style, and I definitely don't narrate in the horror style. So I think the most common thing is I have too much energy for horror, which is fair enough. Um, Look, a lot of authors, it's a tricky situation, especially with the series. You're putting in a lot of time, and then life happens. You need to put food on the table, you need to go back to school, whatever, so you get a little less time to write. And if the story isn't popping off and you're not getting an audience, and ultimately not earning any money from it, you tend to take something that will get you money over something that won't get you money. So there's that. So there's a lot of things that can get in the way of an author continuing on a story, which is unfortunate. And then on the flip side, if they're overly successful, like Dungeon Life and them, they get to go up to the next level and I'll get it taken away from me. Which, no hard feelings to any of them, they all deserve it. So there's a fine line for choosing stories, and one never knows what's going to happen at the beginning of a series, whether life is going to get in the way of the author writing more. Thank you, Josh. I don't really have thoughts of Net Narrator one way or the other. I've spoken to him a couple times, and that's about it. He has his audience, I have mine. We share an audience, no problems there. I have no animosity towards anyone. I might sniff a little, and I do apologize. I'm not trying to do ASMR sick, which I'm sure is a thing somewhere, but I don't really want to do it here. But it's kind of not intentional. Zoom. No, I haven't had that. I mean, some of the series, the production company that bought them out, they got their lawyer to get a hold of me and take down videos related to the series, but never had a writer claim anything on my channel. All the stories I do, I seek permission long before I do them, and I normally get blanket permission, so it just makes everything easier for me and them. So whenever I find a story that fits what I'm trying to do for that day, I can just do it, and I don't have to wait for permission on an individual story. So I've got a list of, I don't know, near 1,000 authors now that I can pull from to get my one-shot stories. And then normally when I do a series, I'll just also give them a heads up before I start the series, just to be like, look, I know you said 6 months ago I could do this. Are we still good? And then we go forward. I'm glad you're enjoying the stories. Bringing enjoyment to people is definitely not something I thought I would be doing when I left school. I definitely didn't think I would be a creative. But in entertaining people, there's its own merit. What am I? Oh, Just a samurai knife. Thanks, Dr. J. And hello, Joe. Okay, so we can fire a harpoon. And bullet time. Got all the tricks up there. That was a bit dramatic for such a small fish. Oh, alarm. Alarm. I mean, like any skill, I wasn't that good at it when I started, but I have put in a serious amount of effort to at least be entertaining. So, yeah. I think a lot of it is learning the ropes, so to speak, and the limitations of your voice. Which, seeing as I've blown my voice out every single year since I started, I've still yet to do. This current stuff is separate from that. This is minuses, which is a lifelong problem. Well, we're in winter at the moment because I live in South Africa, and I think today wasn't actually that cold. I think it was 20 degrees centigrade, which is, you know, close to our spring temperature. Warmish day. We'll probably be hitting a cold front by the end of the week, and our cold fronts will probably be like 10 degrees centigrade. Good evening, Wassel 120. I have no idea what I'm accepting. I know this might be shocking news, but I actually don't like stories in my games. I play games to play games, so I normally skip all cutscenes and dialogue and stuff. Clicking on stuff to make sure that I've got a mute button for my microphone. I feel a sneeze brewing. I don't want to blow everybody's eardrums out when I sneeze. Hotkey. Mute. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the mute works. I'm just gonna blow my nose quickly. Sorry. Yep, that still stings. Fallout Tactic. Maybe? I mean, I remember playing the original Fallout 1 and 2. I don't know which one was specifically called Tactics. Oh, my watch is... You start something and then everything tells you, you know, alarms going off, my watch is dying of battery. I just want to sit in my room and talk to my computer, damn it. That too much to ask? It is a quilt, actually. It's quilting material. I use it as noise dampening. And then in the other parts of the room, it's quilting material plus underfelt, nailed to the wall. Very, very complicated setup that very, very cheap. Just nailed it directly to the wall. It works. Well, I mean, with you got two types of noise to deal with when you're narrating or doing anything like this, which is noise from outside the room and then noise bouncing around inside the room. So the stuff on the wall only really stops the noise bouncing around the room. It doesn't really stop the noise from outside too much because my floors and ceiling are still normal. That's why having noisy neighbors now has messed up my recording schedule. So yay for that. It is a pleasure, Greg, and I hope your work day is easygoing and stress-free. Thank you for the donor. It's very much appreciated. Christopher, if you look in the bottom of most of my videos, there is contact details for multiple platforms there, including my business email. You can send it there. It's not a problem. You could also email or send me a mail on or message on Reddit, if that suits you, or even join the Discord server. There's a couple of authors there as well, so there's many ways to get a hold of me. No, I haven't resolved the noisy neighbor issue. Good thing is school holidays are over, so that means the kids aren't making as much noise during the week, which is good. The adults, however, are still pretty noisy at night, but I try not to record at night anymore anyway. And then weekends, pretty much from 12 o'clock on a Friday till 8 o'clock on a Sunday, there's various forms of noise, screaming, shouting, partying, drunken shenanigans. Yeah, you know, weekend stuff. So now on a Friday evening I go play Magic the Gathering, and then on Sunday I go play Magic the Gathering. At least I get out of the house a couple times a week. Cheers, Christopher. Have a good one. One of the big fishies. Nope, big fishies don't want to be caught. No, I'm still in South Africa. Just through coincidence, I got new neighbors on both sides at about the same time, and both sides have 4 or 6 kids. It's multi-family houses, so not 6 kids to one family. I think there's 2 or 3 families in each house, and then 6 kids on each side. So no, I still haven't moved out of South Africa. We are in the process of moving out, but that's still months and months away. Red tape upon red tape, you know, the usual spiel. Sorry to hear that, Vault. I understand. It's not an easy process to leave. I did. I did. Well, I mean, I managed to pull one of these, which is a serialized soul ring in the style of the human ring, which is pretty cool. That was like my best pull from the Lord of the Rings set. And yes, $2.6 million for a piece of cardboard. That is insane. I just wish I'd pulled it. Thank you, Volt, and I wish you the best as well. Good evening, Williams. D. Williams. How are you doing? Hello? Can I help you? Got a cat on the table giving me the stink eye. You want to be on camera? Just want to knock my stuff off the table. That it? No, just wants to sit here and give me the stink eye. Okay. Yeah, no, we're in the process of immigrating to the UK at the moment. Yeah. People want to see you. Smile. No. Doesn't like being picked up too much. Look. There. Nope, not interested. Maybe, excuse me, maybe I should have been paying attention. I don't know how to pep or tea. Normally when I'm narrating, I close the door so I don't get bugged with the cat, and it also just creates a better seal for sound. But it also gets very hot in this room because of all the insulation on the walls. So there isn't a lot of air movement, so I don't tend to keep the door closed. Ah, hey. Agro Squirrel is kind of was a joke name between friends of mine. So it was easily angered and easily distracted. So that became angered Agro Squirrel, basically. So yeah, angry squirrel. The squirrel comes from the movie Up. So the dogs there would always stop and be like, squirrel. So that's where the easily distracted come from. Good luck, Valerie. Hope it goes well. Factoria's a fun game. Always fun to get into it again after a while. I don't really get too much time to play games anymore, so I like to play indie games, whatever's available. Maybe try something new every now and again. Surprised more streamers don't get archives with the amount of lights they have. Thankfully, normally I only just have the lights on when I'm narrating the TFOS. But this for multiple hours every day, I can imagine ruins your eyesight. Yeah, I'm doing better. Still not good enough to narrate. Like I said, my concentration's shot today, so there's that. I mean, I haven't slept well in a while, so hopefully tonight we get a bit of better sleep, and then tomorrow we'll see how things go. Filters on them. My glasses. Real glasses for real seeing stuff, but they also do have the blue light tint. It is my pleasure, and thank you very much for the donation. It is very much appreciated. Yeah. I don't know what's VPN working. Hello. Be back. It is a pleasure. I'm glad you enjoy the content. We live. We're back. Much excitement. Oh, people are messaging me. Yeah, the internet does have wobbles every now and again. I do apologize. Sometimes it's the VPN, sometimes it's the service provider. Not much I can do about it. Okay, so found a treasure. I'm easily amused. Ah, that was stupid. Die. Oh, air. Thank you for the donation, Donald. Yeah, definitely getting there, but it'll definitely take a week or two before it's fully back up to where it needs to be. I do have an appointment, follow-up appointment in 2 weeks with my surgeon, and we'll discuss what needs to happen with the voice and with the sinuses. Sinuses are probably going to be something that happens first, and then voice after. It's a possibility. I mean, I did do a lot more streaming when I first started. But then back then I was streaming to like one person. Thank you very much, Jaxa. It's my pleasure, Pyro. Good evening, Big Knife. Doing okay. Doing a lot better than yesterday. But with the amount of antibiotics and cortisone he put me on, I'd be surprised if I wasn't. Just tired. Very, very tired. Still hurts to breathe through my nose, but I think that's going to be several days. Just that raw inside there that unpleasant. But better than what it was. Every day we get better. No worries, Oddie Twin. I've always said this from the day I started my channel, but, you know, you look after you and yours before you worry about me and mine. I stand by that to this day. I'd rather you spend the money on something you need, something you want, or your family needs, than worry about me. So, funny thing, the screen over here that I am reading the chat from, there is a cat behind it with his head pressed against the back of the screen, needing his blanket. So the chat is jumping up and down because the cat is in need of something. Couldn't figure out why my screen was wobbling around for a second there. Oh, yes. Nope, I'm not doing this right. You know what is, Kara, it's, one of those things. Sometimes you're well, sometimes you're not. But we just keep on keeping on. Could be worse. Not a problem, Volt. I'm just glad you're happy with the outcome. Ah, caught one of the little ones. Very dramatic for a very little thing. Good evening, Johnny. It. Think. That was very dramatic. Some might even say overly. So, here's an interesting fact. I don't know whether this is still true, but at one point in time, if you had more than 10 viewers as a streamer, you were in the top 1% of streamers. So, we're in the top 1%. Hoorah! And it's all thanks to you. Yeah, unfortunately, the load shedding got so bad that I run off that inverter. So the office, the streaming room, recording room, whatever you want to call it, has power all the time. Cost a hell of a lot of money to get, but you know, when we were in stage 6 load shedding with 12 hours a day of no power, I needed to work. So there is that. When people want to give me money to do that, USS, I'm not opposed to doing it, but, you know. Yeah, well, I bought a system last year. It lasted 6 months and blew up. And it was the same time they stopped the warranties on the batteries, so I had to buy a better system that would last longer. There was so much load shedding it destroyed the batteries outright. I'm gonna beat them so hard that they're gonna pixelate. I want the gun. Gun. Aha. Oop, that was Just give me a second, just need to blow my nose. Sorry about this. Okay, back. Second nose blowing successfully executed without blowing anybody's ears out, so I always take that as a win. Ah! No, when I blow a nose, it doesn't sound like a trumpet, it sounds like a small elephant. And depending on how bad it is, maybe even a medium elephant. I'm gonna get you. Seriously? I mean, the bounced off. Um, technically there is one on the 500. One of the T-Fosses. I wrote a story as a thanks to the audience. Wasn't that good. It does exist. I think it was T-Foss 500. Could be T-Foss 1000. Numbers just get ridiculous at one point. It's my pleasure, Roy. I always like to hear people getting inspired, enjoying content, trying to make their own. It's always fun. Not a problem, RD Twins. Just get a hold of me. I have fully narrated one book that's coming out at some point, and I got another 6 in the queue, but they were waiting for 2 things. That is my second voice op, and then possibly moving house. Those have been put on hold for a while. No! Give me be. Oh. Okay, big friend. That's what I thought. Bullet to the face. Should order that. I think I'm gonna finish this night cycle and then probably call it in. Starting to feel quite tired. But I will definitely try to do this again tomorrow, same time. And I hope to see you. Don't know whether we'll play the same game or a different game. One that I actually know how to play. Oh. Fair point, Andrew. But then there's also the spectacle of laughing at somebody trying to learn a game. YouTube channels have been built on that. Although, to be honest, didn't know whether I was going to stream or not until about 10 minutes before I did. It was one of those, it depends on how I feel. 4? I used to do a sort of fan submissions narrations, but after some of them got some negative comments and stuff like that, I decided to stop it. Mainly because, you know, I do this for a living, so I'm used to negative comments, but for volunteers, I think it's a bit much. I'd rather eat the bullet and figure something else out than have somebody volunteer to help me out and then get some negative feedback on that help. Well, I mean, that's just the nature of YouTube and the internet. Thank you, Murray. It is very much appreciated. I'm getting there, Tom. Getting there. It's one of those things. It's the same with people saying the AI voice stuff is people come to my channel because it is an AI voice, so if I start doing AI voice stuff, then there is the very real possibility that it'll drive people away. Fair enough, Andrew. Fair enough. Yeah, I think that's gonna be me for the night, though. Starting to get a migraine. Stuff. So, not fun. But I'll definitely be back tomorrow. Probably play some Project Zomboid or, something. Thank you all for spending some time with me, and for the donations and the interaction. It's very, very much appreciated. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Once I figure out how to quit the game. Tom, the stories go through cycles of what's being written. So it's normally what's in demand from the subreddit, which drives the stories up. So it's more of what's popular there that I do. So it's not really a personal choice. I read what's popular. I mean... I'm pretty easy on the types of games. At this point in my life, if I can't pause the game, I'm probably not going to be playing it. So anything that's permanently online or anything like that, I avoid just from. I like the more shitposty, humorous stories. A lot of the early stories that I did were like that. You know, just light stories. Doesn't have to always be. It's all good, Andrew. It's all good. Anyways, thank you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Probably not RimWorld. I haven't played it in a while. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm feeling okay now. I'll have to see how I feel tomorrow. Okay. One last final goodbye, and good night.